the noise and confusion gave way to His Word. At last, sacred silence, so God could be heard. Do you know that sacred silence? In the morning, just simply sitting there or kneeling there with that text and just pondering it, thinking about it, chewing upon it, and doing so as though Christ were sitting across the table from you, doing it in communion with Him, talking to Him about it, asking Him to teach you. And then what happens eventually is that attitude at that table becomes sort of a living reality through the day. I find it amazing, young men, that the Bible talks about studying to show yourself approved. But do you know, it doesn't talk about studying a lot. I don't mean it doesn't talk a lot about studying. You should study a lot. But it doesn't talk a lot about it. Do you know what it talks more about? Memorization and meditation. Memorization and meditation. You look up how many times it says guarding the Word in your heart, the Word of Christ dwell in you richly, about meditating. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in His law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither, and all that he does he prospers. To have that Word in you. Are you memorizing Scripture? And are you carrying that Scripture with you? Meditating upon it. It's almost like a cow that has 4 stomachs. I know it's kind of gross, but he chews the grass up, swallows it down, and regurgitates it up again. Chews it again, swallows it down, regurgitates it up again. It's a kind of a gross but a really good illustration of meditation. You're taking it down, you're feeding upon it, you're chewing on it, you're getting to know. But it's to do it in communion with Him. Not independently of Him, but in communion. And then you'll begin to see that you'll have desires that are His desires. And your prayer will be more of things you've gained from communion with Him. And then you can even get to the point where you're sort of strange. In the sense that someone will look you in the eye and realize, man, that guy's a million miles from here right now. Or you're farther than that. You're in communion with God. Now, in the heavenlies, that's where I would like for you to think of it this way. That you live your life now in the courts of God. That you are always in His presence. You live your life in the courts of God. Like the prophet said, the God before whom I stand. You may be in this room, but you're in communion with God. You may be in this room, but this room isn't the big reality for you. The big reality for you is God and His presence. Being with Him. All right, well, we're finished. Okay, bro.